Hello students, today we will discuss our next topic, that is applications of Gauss theorem. I will tell you about application on straight conductor. Okay, so first of all we will discuss some terms which are used in this case, in these applications. These are linear charge density, linear charge density, that is lambda. Second is surface charge density, surface charge density, that is sigma. And third is volume charge density, volume charge density, that is rho. I know that you have done this in previous unit. Even then I want to revise. Okay, now what is lambda? Lambda is charge per unit length. Here I will discuss long straight conductor, so term lambda will be used. Okay, what is lambda? Lambda, if there is a straight conductor, then it is difficult to find charge for infinitely long conductor. Okay, we can't determine whole charge. So what is easy step? We can determine charge per unit length. If you consider a length 1 unit, for this length you can find charge easily. Okay, then if lambda is q upon L, it means q is equal to lambda into L. When length is increased, q can be determined by using lambda. So lambda is very useful term. We have to know about lambda and length of the wire, okay, for which we are going to apply this Gauss theorem. Similarly, when we will do about sheet of charge, then we will use the term sigma. Sigma is surface charge density. In that case, we will have a sheet and sigma is given by charge upon unit area. Okay, it means it is the charge for 1 unit area. Okay, you can find charge on whole sheet by multiplying sigma with area. Clear? Similarly, in case of shell, spherical shell, you can find charge by using rho, because charge rho is equal to charge upon volume. Clear beta? Now I will start my application of Gauss theorem, that is electric field due to infinitely long straight conductor. Electric field due to infinitely long straight conductor. Okay, in this case, consider a long conductor, its part xy. Conductor may be very long, so we are discussing here xy, and charge density is lambda. What is given about this conductor? That is, it is of infinite length and having charge density, linear charge density lambda. So we want to apply Gauss theorem here. Let P be the observation point, whose perpendicular distance from this conductor is given as r. Okay, you can't take r from here. No, we will have to talk about perpendicular distance. Clear? So this is observation point, this is perpendicular distance from straight conductor, and lambda is linear charge density. Now what we have required to apply Gauss theorem, that is Gaussian surface. Do you know about Gaussian surface? Yes, what is Gaussian surface? That closed surface closed surface at which Gauss theorem is applicable. So here we will use cylindrical Gaussian surface. Cylindrical Gaussian surface, so that point P is at the curved surface of cylinder. Is it clear to you? This is my conductor. P is observation point. Just a minute. This is my straight conductor. Okay, and P is here. Here is P. Distance R. Okay. Now I have drawn cylindrical surface around this conductor. Okay. In this case, P is here, anywhere on the curved surface. Upper surface is circular, lower surface is circular, and this is curved. Total cylinder has 3 parts. Okay, clear? Now I will start my Gauss theorem. According to Gauss theorem, phi is equal to surface integral of electric field over closed surface is equal to charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. Is it clear to you? Now, first of all, in first step, we will solve E dot ds. E dot ds. See here, we have 3 regions, number 1, number 2, and number 3. Clear to you? Now, we will resolve it into 3 parts. That is, for upper surface, circular है, that is circular surface number 1, it is E dot ds at region 1 plus second region is curved, so E dot ds for number 2, and third is again circle, so this. Clear? Now I have not used here closed because these are different parts of the whole closed surface. Clear to you? Now E dot ds in case of 1. What is angle between E and ds in case of surface 1, upper surface, upper circular path? Now E is in this direction. Clear to everyone? Away from positive charge. Okay, because we are talking about P on this side, so E is on this side. And area element, if you take any area element here, anywhere on this upper surface, then its direction will be upward. What is the angle between E and ds? That is 90 degree. Similar case is here, E is in this direction and ds anywhere you can find out, it will be perpendicular to E. Clear to you? It is 90 degree, it is 90 degree. Now on curved surface, E is here. If I consider small area element about P, that is ds, its direction will be this one. Okay, area element is always perpendicular, so here it is along E. In this case, angle between E and ds is 90 degree. In this case also 90 degree, but in this case E and ds are on same line, means angle between them is 0 degree. So we will use here, we get E dot ds over closed surface is equal to E ds cos 90, E ds cos 90 for region 1 plus E ds cos 0 for region 2 and E ds cos 90 for region 3. Is it clear? Now, what is the value of cos 90? All of you know cos 90 is 0. So this term becomes 0. This term becomes 0. We get only second surface E ds because cos 0 is 1. Clear to everyone? Now it is E dot ds over closed surface. Over closed surface equals to this surface only. Clear to you? Now, second point is we need charge, total charge enclosed in Gaussian surface. How we can find it? We know that lambda is equal to q upon L. If length of this portion is L, then total charge enclosed in this cylinder is given by lambda into L. Clear? Now charge is here and phi is here. It is phi. We can apply Gauss theorem. So apply Gauss theorem in third point by applying Gauss theorem. We get what? Phi is equal to q upon epsilon naught. It means we get phi E ds integral is equal to q upon epsilon naught for region 2. Now I will solve this integral for region 2. Our 3 steps are over. Now E, I have told you earlier that E is symmetrical in Gaussian surface. E will not change at any point on this surface. So E is symmetric. We can take it outside the integral and we have to integrate only ds. ds is small area of curved surface. Then total surface area of curved surface is given by integral. It becomes E into what is curved surface area of cylinder? Yes, it is 2 pi r L. Okay. Now 2 pi r L is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Now we have to find E. So q upon 2 pi r L into epsilon naught. Put the value of q from second step. We get E is equal to lambda L upon 2 pi r L epsilon naught. L and L cancel. We get the result lambda upon 2 pi epsilon naught into r. So clear, in this case E is inversely proportional to perpendicular distance of observation point from given straight conductor. Clear beta? Do practice. Okay, thank you.